So we came to Uganda because we were looking for a nation for many years as a church. Many nations we ministered into, but I was really looking for a son in the nation that I could build with. And in 2011, amazingly, I found one, Justin Otam, and we began to build a relationship with him, sending him to Malaysia and then taking him into our own church for a year's training. And it had come to the point now where we needed to take the next step. As a church, we always believed the importance of changing hearts, but our second part of the slogan was to change nations, and that was happening a little bit, but this has been a significant step in stepping towards changing nations.
Each time we've come to Uganda, and this is Peter and my fourth time, we've just found that we've been able to get more involved in the local community, understand the lay of the land a lot better. And this fourth trip was really a very significant one as we began the NGO. We're really beginning to establish our purpose here and forming our master plan. And so this time it was very much a fact-finding trip of really visiting key people, significant people, and meeting them and just seeing what they do, because we didn't want to reinvent the wheel, but we really wanted to see what others were doing and really get God's direction and heart, specifically on the way we're to go about things here in Uganda, and especially in Pader. Today was a very significant day for our church and for the Southern Lights Network and the work that God's doing here in Uganda. We spent quite a few hours in the office of a lawyer to set up an NGO called Changing Nations Uganda, where we went through with a fine-tooth comb the constitution and the way of operating this NGO so that we can actually function in Uganda, send money through and have that money being able to being used for projects and different things like that to help build this nation, particularly in the area of Pader, where we have Pastor Justin, and we hope that in the future it will grow out from there, from that apostolic base.
So for years in our church we've developed Changing Hearts, and finally Changing Nations has taken a huge step where we can go into the north of Uganda and establish an incredible apostolic base and be able to reach out in a whole new way. This is so exciting.
giving him a lick.
Big boy.
Is it true today?
Even America always men.
Bear woman at a job.
Men that care for their wives.
Job magi para pi mange.
They're one wife.
Down chen.
That's God's design.
Manu kin man ba yo.
How many wives did he give? No. Is it by English, is it? We need you in it, Kel, that's all. Yeah, we do.
That when people cry, will see death.
So we're just here, this is the overseas Ugandan v Australia and a mixed international team. This is the field, as you can see. There's a little bit of grass in the left corner and in the right corner. If you come over here, our goals are 3 sticks, 2 posts for sticks and a bendy crossbar. This is my team. Great half. Filling goals, been amazing. Look at that lip.
Oh, that's incredible.
The veteran of our
Well, it's true today, that when people stand with the fire of God and the truth in hand, we'll see miracles, we'll see angels sing, we'll see broken hearts making history. Yes, it's true, and I believe it. We'll live in fear. I'm gonna make a history maker in this land. I'm gonna be a speaker of truth to all mankind. I'm gonna stand.
I think the main highlight for me was it took me back about 50 years to some of the roads that I used to travel on as a child. But I've enjoyed the hospitality, and the one amazing thing that stood out to me was how the women actually curtsy when they greet you.
The highlight of my trip has definitely been being able to ride the motorbike up into there. It's also been all the African massages given to us by Moses. An African massage is driving along a very bumpy road and just bouncing up and down in a van with no seatbelt.
Yeah, I think my highlight for the 2 weeks we've been here in Uganda has been visiting all the farmers and different other NGO organisations. It's been great. We've had some great networking opportunities. We've got contacts for being able to dig wells, build fences, develop land, and so I think that for me has been the highlight without a doubt.
So probably the number one thing I've gotten out of this trip to Uganda would be running the men's conference with Pop and Pastor Caleb, and just seeing it was all about fathering and being a man and being a good husband, and just seeing the penny drop on all the different men just as they started to get it, and you could see the lights sort of come on for them, and yeah, just a great day. So that would be my number one thing.
I reckon the best part about the last 2 weeks has been, the highlight for me has been the soccer match that we had. Just the community feel, just you could really see the atmosphere change from the start of the game to the end, just the way that the community got involved and really connected.
And for me, the highlight would be just the way that the people have honoured us. They've just really served us. They always come and shake our hands and acknowledge us, and that's just really blessed me, and it's beautiful.
My highlight definitely had to be where we actually took some ground here in Uganda this visit, when we were able to register our name as an NGO, Changing Hearts Uganda. It was brilliant, and it's very satisfying to know we're actually doing something permanent on the ground, really establishing things here in Uganda.
The highlight for me was firstly the team that came with us, 6 pastors, which is quite amazing. 6 pastors all together, coming together, and there was Ross and Phil and Leanne and Luke, 3 generations, which just is marvellous. I thought the team where the key players coming and looking at another nation and catching the heart of it for the years to come, I think it's wonderful. And the second highlight for me was the men's conference, the first men's conference ever in Pader, and Pastor Justin said it's probably the first men's conference he's ever heard of in Uganda. That was an incredible highlight, and when we spoke, the synergy in the room, churches coming together, and the changes of lives to those men was extraordinary.
The highlight of my 2 weeks in Uganda, first of all, has probably been seeing Pop and Mum's passion for the country and their heart for Uganda and wanting to especially establish something in Pader. The NGO, school, farming, I think it's amazing, and I think this will be an incredible part of their legacy that they leave. And as well, Pastor Justin's heart for the north of Uganda and for Pader is just incredible. In the next few decades, we're going to see an incredible move of God through Pastor Justin and the church in Pader. That was my highlight.
Kings and queens will shake. Yes, it's true.